Alrighty, welcome to our final video in this lesson. Our goal for this lesson is to be able to say, I can break irregular shapes into parts to solve problems. Go ahead and make sure that you've written the date on your page and that you've got this goal written at the top. Pause the video and come back when you're ready. The kind of thing that we are doing in this video is we're taking different shapes. This is a rectangle. And what if it had a circle attached to the end, a semicircle, right? So this is a half of a circle. What would that be? Okay, and so you're going to look at this and you're going to say, okay, my job here is to break this into different pieces. So if I have this, I have a rectangle, which is 4 times 8. And the area of the rectangle is length times width, or 8 times 4. Okay, you guys know how to do area of a rectangle, but we have this semicircle also. Okay, so the area of a whole circle equals pi r squared. The area of a semicircle is going to be pi r squared divided by 2 because it's only half of it. Okay? And so that's what we need to figure out is what is the radius of this? Well, we're given the diameter. The diameter is 4. And so the radius is 1/2 the diameter. So now I know the radius is 2. So I can say, okay, the semicircle is pi times 2 squared divided by 2. 2 squared is 4. So it says 4 pi over 2. And I can put that in my calculator, or I can reduce just a little bit more. I like to reduce a little more. And put this in my calculator, 2 times pi. Okay, so we have an answer here of 6.3. We're going to do this in terms to the nearest tenth. So 6.3 is the semicircle. And so now the last step here is for me to take my rectangle, which is 32, plus my semicircle, which is 6.3. I can put that in my calculator if I want, which is 38.3. And so that's the idea of this type of problem is you're taking the shape that it gives you, you're breaking it down into its pieces. Sometimes you have to do a little bit of extra thinking and extra work to figure out, well, I need radius, but they gave me the diameter, okay? Or sometimes you'll get a problem like this where they'll write out a shape. Okay, so here's my rectangle again. Okay, really it's the same shape. That's a terrible semicircle, don't judge. But this time, instead of being given this side, right, because my area of the rectangle, I need to have what is this length, or what is the width, height, whatever, okay? And I'm not given that. I'm only given half of it. What I truly need is the diameter to give me that height of this rectangle. And so I'm going to multiply this by 2. 5 times 2 is 10. And so then length width is 10 times 16. This is supposed to be a times symbol. Oh, good Lord. Okay, 160. 10 times 16, 160. And now I'm going to do the same thing I did before on my semicircle, except this time I already have the radius. Okay, I don't have to do extra thinking about what is the radius. I'm given the diameter. And so I'm just going to plug that 5 in. So 5 squared, 25. This time I am just going to put this in 25 pi divided by 2, which is 39, and then this 2 is going to round up to a 3. So 39.3 is my semicircle. And so 160 plus 39.3 is 199.3, but I can always check myself here, 199.3. Okay, so you're going to see a variety of shapes in this work. And so just remember that no matter what you see, break it down by its pieces. Okay, I think the extra weird one is going to look like this, so I'm going to talk you through this one. But this is really a rectangle, right? Length times width. But this time, instead of adding the circle, you're going to subtract the semicircle. Okay? If you see something like this, it has a rectangle and it has 2 semicircles. That's going to be the rectangle plus the whole circle. Okay? If you see one like this is a rectangle minus a whole circle. And then you have a few weirdos that look like this. This is a square plus 1, 2 semicircles, which is 1 circle, and then 1, 2 more semicircles, which is another one. So you've got a square plus 2 circles. And then the last weirdo looks like this. And I'm going to let you figure that one out on your own and let me know if you have any questions. Good luck, guys. And again, reach out with any questions. Make sure to pause, rewind if you did not catch all these examples, and good luck.